Faith and fear? Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. What's the difference between faith and fear? Go to Hebrews. Hebrews 11, right? And then I give you an example in the Gospels.
The book of Hebrews.
Hold on. Whoa, Nelly.
Hold the horses there, pal.
Let's chapter 11, and let's see if I want to start. Hebrews 11, and let's. Yeah, 1, but I'm just trying to look here. Okay, let's go to Romans. Let's start at Romans 3, I think it is. Let me see. Oh, okay. Romans 8 and verse 24.
The book of Romans.
Welcome, Naeem. I don't know you're here unless you got some questions. Romans 8, 24.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and
Hold on,
verse.
let's give you a break, man. Who in here? Who else in here?
I am.
Philip. Let's get Philip. Let's get on to Philip. All praises. Brothers taking initiative. I like it.
All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 24.
Uh-huh.
For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope.
Hope is another word for faith. Go ahead.
For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for?
So if what a man seeth, why does he have faith? Right? If you can see it, why have faith? Because it's right there in front of you, right? Now go to Hebrews 11 and 1. So seeing something in front of you is not actually faith, right? Hebrews 11 and 1.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
So it's the evidence of things not seen, right? It's meaning that it's been told to you or you've seen it in your mind in a distant time to come, right? That's what faith is. Now keep reading.
Verse 2. For by it the elders obtained a good report.
Now it says the elders obtained a good report. Read on.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of those things which do appear.
Right, so he made them out of nothing. That's what we went there. He made them out of nothing. Now I want to get to the point of where we really can understand faith versus fear. Verse 7.
Verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet.
Which was what? What was it that Noah hadn't seen yet, Shebaniah? Yeah, but it was a different word. What comes from flood? How do you flood something? No. How do you flood something? There you go. He had not yet seen rain, right? Keep reading.
Moved with fear.
Moved with fear. Now listen, it says that he had not yet seen rain, but he was told to build an ark. Then it said he moved with fear. Now, the difference between faith and fear. If he was fearful and he was told that rain was going to come, he could have done what? What would he have done if he was fearful and it was told rain was going to come? He what?
He would have prepared.
No. If he was fearful. Let's see, Zadok, what you got?
He was fearful if he would have ran.
He would have ran. He would have like, man, we got to get the hell up out of here. God said it's going to rain. I don't know what the hell rain is, but I know I don't want to be around when it comes. Let's get up out of here. He said he's going to kill everything with rain. I don't know what it is, because remember, he said he had not yet seen it. During this time, the whole earth was watered by a mist. So when God told him, I'm going to make it rain and destroy all mankind, he could have said, man, with the wife, pack up, kids, Let's get the hell up out of here, because we ain't staying around for this death and destruction to come. But when him having faith, right? Let's see what he done. Read it again from the top. Let's go ahead and see it, Lyle.
Verse 7. By faith, Noah being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
So him having, it's the difference of faith and fear. Fear would have caused him to run, take his whole family, didn't mention, and got the hell up out of Dodge and not build the ark. But he had faith in what was told to him, so he started working. So the difference between faith and fear is one word. Who knows? Let's see. Let me see. Jediah. What's the difference? It's a small difference between faith and fear. Jediah, stand up. What's the difference between faith and fear? We read it in there, but it's not in there. What's the difference? Nope. Ain't the word I'm looking for. Let me see. Let me try. Joseph, stand up. What's the difference between faith and fear? He said, what'd you say, Jediah? Believe it. So it's not that. Give me another word. What's the difference between fear, being fearful and faithful? Okay. That's not it. It's not the word I'm looking for. You stand up. What's your name? You. Yeah, you. Stand up. Mordecai. Mordecai. Another Mordecai. Okay. Oh, okay. Mordecai, what's the difference? What'd you say, Joseph? Not you. Little Mordecai. What'd you say? Punishment. He said believing. What'd you say, Mordecai? Respect. The difference between faithful and fearful. Okay. It could be thrown in there somewhere. James. Stand up. Well, stand up and say it. Okay. Radai, stand up. Let's see what you got. Huh? Hopeful? No. Shebaniah, what you got? Let's see if you can. Okay. You turned the oven on. You turned the oven on, Shebaniah. Don't say that now. Okay, he turned the oven on. So it's on. You got to stay in that realm of where Shebaniah said. That ain't the word, but you got the oven on. Shebaniah. Mosa.
Right here it uses the word move. Movement in the application to do something to do work.
Okay, you said it the long way. No, it's because he said that. He said that. Right? He turned the oven on. So it's on, but you said it the long way and got to the same thing. Aureli, what you got?
Going out to your
Actions. That's it. Shebaniah, that's the difference between faith and fear is action. If you're fearful, you won't move. You'll stay stuck. You ever, that's when people got a gun pointed in their face and they freeze. They can't move. Why? Because that's fear. The difference between faith and fear is actions. That's it. Now, watch this. Go to Matthew 26. I think y'all know what I want. We're going to read it, though, the history of it, so we can see the difference in it. There we go. All right. Matthew 26, and I want you to read verse 36.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 36.
Read on down.
Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt.
So he went and prayed because of what? Why did he go and pray? What was the reason he went and prayed? Let's see. Samson. Why did he go and pray? Because he was fearful, right? Now, where'd you leave off at?
Verse 39.
Okay, read it again.
Verse 39. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt.
Keep reading.
And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So the spirit was what? What word are we using? Officer Philip.
Faith.
The spirit was faithful, but the flesh was weak. The flesh was what? Fearful. It didn't want to go through it. Keep reading.
Verse 42. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done.
Now he kept praying and he got to the point that he was moving in complete what now? Faith. Thy will be done. I'm past the point of fear now. It is what it is. Let it be done. Keep reading.
Verse 43. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to the disciples and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners.
That's faith right there, man. Go to John chapter 18. Because there's nothing wrong with having fear. I'm afraid to fly on planes. I absolutely hate it. I do not like it. Most y'all travel with me. Y'all know if I could get there on land, sheesh, I might take that. Right? I fly when I got to. I do not like it. I get to the point where I just gotta have faith. If I gotta go in the sky, then damn it, I gotta go. It is what it is. I don't like it though. But that's the difference. Of fear would keep me where I would never visit none of the schools that I go. I would never go across seas, fly into Puerto Rico and where we go to Grenada and Nassau and Quest and the islands and what's that one that's close to Africa we done been to? Way down there? Barbados. That's a three and a half hour flight across the ocean. Yeah, it's closest to Africa, so it's what? It's east, right? It's southeast.
That's the definition of like courage. Courage and faith is the same thing. Courage is doing something when you're afraid. Still doing it. No matter how scared you are, you're still gonna do it.
Yep. And it's something that, we're always gonna battle.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna battle that always. That's the battle that I gotta overcome, and all y'all got fears that you gotta overcome to do the will of the Lord, just like Christ overcame his fear of death. Now watch this, John chapter 18, and I want you to read verse 33. Read down quick.
This is the book of John chapter 18 and verse 33. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Jesus, and said unto him, Art thou the King of the Jews? Jesus answered him, saying, Thou this thing of thyself? Sayest thou this thing of thyself? Or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done?
Read on.
Jesus answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
Read on.
Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Jesus answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born.
To this end was I born. Go ahead.
And for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice.
Now, verse 37, what kind of statement is that he made to Pilate? Just say it, brothers.
Faithful.
Faithful. Do whatever. It's the reason why I was born. That's the same thing with us when it comes to preaching the word of the Most High. Do what you got to do. This is the reason why I was born, to call the lost sheep back to the Most High. Everything else is secondary in this world. God put me on this earth for one reason only, and I got to fulfill the mission. That's the thought that all of us got to have. Whatever fear you might got of why you ain't into this fight with or this war with the rest of your brothers, you was only born for one purpose, to call in the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And God set up a way that he wants his army to be organized. That's through the MOV, that's through Camp 101. Then you hit the streets and you call in the sheep. So whatever fear you might have, you got to overcome it, because you got to fulfill the reason of why you was born. The worst thing that we can do is live in fear all our life, and then you meet your maker and he asks you, did you move in faith and fulfill the mission that you was born for? And you say, nah, Lord, I was afraid. Ooh, sheesh. Man, I don't want to say those words too much time. I don't want to say, I was afraid, Lord. Man, you drop down, you drop your hands, and you kill anybody, you shoot anybody. You was one of them, you was one of them gangsters on the street. But then when you repented, you became a scared ass. You was afraid? How does that work? How you gonna answer that back when you was in the streets, you was making drug deals, you was meeting people in alleyways, getting weed and all of that, doing secret handshakes, running from the police. And then when you repented, you became fearful? Explain that to me. Man, that's crazy.
You read about that with Paul in Acts 27. He was sailing to Crete, I believe, and he knew a hurricane was coming.
Yeah.
I think IUIC or something.
IUIC, yeah.
He knew a hurricane was coming. He fasted. He said, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
He got on it with a hurricane. He said, I got to go to Crete.
Gotta go.
Fuck it.
So, Shebaniah, that's the difference between faith and fear. One word, action. That's it. All right? Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll pray. Yeah.
Now, just to add on to that parable about the servants that got the talents.
Yeah.
You said that last one, they were wicked.
Slothful service, wicked.
He did nothing.
Right.
He did nothing with it.
Where is it at? Is it Luke? Let's see. What's that? That might be Matthew. That's Matthew. I don't know. I'm shooting from the hip.
Man, you went over that last night.
I think I did.
Talents.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, Matthew 25. Yep, Matthew 25. And
15, 14.
let's see if we can start. His goods. Okay, yeah. Verse. I'm trying to see where we start. I don't want to read all of it.
Soft service 26.
25. Yeah, but read verse. Read verse 19 on down, real quick.
Just the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 19. After a long time, the Lord of the service cometh and reckoned with us.
So that long time is Christ being in the heavens. He long time. He been gave you the talents before you even entered in the earth. He put those in your spirit in the heavens. And then he caused you to be born at that specific time because he needed to use those talents that you got to call in the house of Israel. He needed them on the earth at that time. That's why he said, I'm going to make him be born at this time. So by the time he get 20, 25, whatever, then those people that the talent he got, he can use it to call them in. Those are for those people right there. When he come on the earth, they're going to be for them to come in. They're going to hear it, and that's why I want them to come in. So he come back after a long time, verse 20.
Verse 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
Now let's see what Christ called him that gained 5 more, that used what was put in him, and he used it to bring in more. Verse 21.
His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
He called him a what?
Good and faithful servant.
He was a faithful servant. He wasn't a what type of servant? Fearful servant. So you can be one or the other. You can be a faithful or you can be a fearful servant. Now get straight to the point. Jump down to verse 24.
Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent.
That all he knew was the basics. John 3:16, Deuteronomy. He knew a few laws, dress code. That's about all he was good at really teaching. He hadn't gotten to the level of a guy that had 5 talents where he's a great street teacher. He can go through the scriptures, teach classes. He's a deacon or a bishop. He didn't reach to that level. Read.
Came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not
Hold on,
sown.
read it again. Verse 24.
Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed.
Because he didn't do that because I gave you the job to work that area. You're supposed to work the area of Florida. You work the area of New York. You work over in Jamaica. You do that. I'm not going to all those places. I'm going to give you the ability to do it, and then you go and reap all of that stuff. So have it ready when I come back because all this stuff is mine.
He delegated.
Yeah, he delegated it. So have it ready when I come back because all of it's mine. But I'm gonna put you over it. I'm going to put that in you, and I'm going to put you over it. Go ahead.
And I was afraid.
And what?
And I was afraid.
He was what? What's the word, brothers?
Fearful.
He was fearful. Read on.
And went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine.
Now, I'm just giving you back what you gave me. I didn't steal nothing. I didn't steal it. Can't come with that. I just gave it back. I'm giving you back what you gave me. Okay, read on.
His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant.
And AKA, he's a what type of servant?
Fearful.
Fearful. Read on.
Thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed.
Read. Hold on. That means you knew the stipulations of the contract. Right. I told you how I get down before I even called you. That's why you came into this, because remember the scripture says in John 10, my sheep hear my voice, and another they won't follow. You already knew it in the spirit world, how Christ get down before he sent you. Then you got into the flesh, and it was weak, and you became what with your flesh? You became fearful with the flesh. Because the spirit was willing. That's why you came in the first place. Hey, man, it's the truth of the Lord. Let's go. And then the flesh took over, whether it be jobs, whether it be women, whether it be kids, whether it be family, whether it be the other nations that strike fear in your flesh, that can do harm to your body. You said, nah, you know what? I'm gonna just keep this, what God gave me, and then I'm going to just play the background and wait on him to come. I'm doing the bare minimum and wait on him to come back.
I got a story, Cap. Got a story.
So, years back when I first came to the truth, we were now starting out. We were going to camps and stuff like that, but like Cap said, when you first hear the word of God, you're empowered and you see, I'm going to come in and, you're studying. But then the moment comes, all right, we're going to camp. So now the fear sets in. Oh man, we going to camp? And they start hearing the stories about camp. One brother said, you think we should get life insurance? So now that statement sets fear on everybody else. And that brother is in the twilight zone. I don't know where he's at.
Yep. So read that verse 27. 26 says, you already knew, you heard my voice. You talked with me in the heavens, and you agreed before I sent you in the belly of your mother in the womb. You already knew how I get down. Verse 27.
Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury.
My own, because everything is already mine. I own all this stuff, but I put you over it. I delegated it to you. 28.
Take therefore the talent from him, and give it to him which hath 10 and talents.
Uh-huh.
For unto everyone that shall be given, and he shall have an abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath.
So if you didn't use the little you got, God's gonna take that wisdom. That's why a lot of times that we see brothers that are not active, and y'all know, y'all see it just like us. The brothers that ain't active in the brotherhood, that when they for years when they at the Sabbath, and they, even if they not in MOV and all that, they still in the mix, talking to brothers, things of that nature, trying to help out where they can. If they just play that background, you really don't know who they are. They don't even try to get into the fight. Eventually, what happens to them? They fade away. All of us have seen a lot of people come through this thing in just Miami alone, and a lot of people gone.